Are you ready to register your Tupperware with the federal government? Well, the Liberals think you are. Today, I'll show you the sneaky new attack on the plastics industry Justin Trudeau's government dropped right before the new year.
And what do you and your family do to cut back on plastics?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of when we have water bottles out of a plastic, away from plastic towards paper, like drink box water bottles sort of things. There's a number of choices we can make as consumers that will do better, and every consumer needs to look at ways they can make smarter choices in their consumptions. We certainly do that on a daily basis as we've switched from plastic water bottles to paper water bottles or cardboard water bottles.
I checked, and one of those drink water bottle sort of things is actually lined with plastic. It's 20% less likely to be recycled, and when they are, a significant portion of the box isn't actually recycled. They still produce plastic waste, and they cost 9 times more than a bottle of water does. Come on.
Hidden over the Christmas break was the Liberals' latest attack on the fossil fuel industry and the hygienic, sanitary convenience of plastics. The Liberals are doing this even after a federal court has slapped down their ban on single-use plastics. You see, under the Liberals, single-use plastics are now classified as a Schedule I toxin, akin to asbestos and mercury.
We cannot live our modern lives without petrochemical products, without plastic products. We cannot achieve carbon reduction goals without the efficiency, the lightness of plastic products. Ottawa, I think political reasons, decided to say that plastics have the same risk as toxins like arsenic, which is clearly unscientific. It's not supported by any scientific evidence. And that's one of the reasons that we're challenging this. Because if Canada is the only country in the world that says that plastic products are the equivalent of arsenic, are lethal, then it begs the question, why would the industry invest here?
Now, let me show you the latest attack. Look at this. On December 30th, 2023, the Minister of Environment and Climate Change, the Honourable Stephen Guilbeault, launched a consultation on the creation of the Federal Plastics Registry, which will be used as a tool to monitor and track plastic from the time it is produced to its end of life. This is another step to deliver on Canada's comprehensive plan to reduce plastic pollution and waste. The registry would require producers to report annually on the quantity and types of plastics they place on the Canadian market, how that plastic moves through the economy, and how it is managed at end of life. The registry would collect information to help monitor plastic in the economy over time. The government would use this information to measure progress toward zero plastic waste and inform actions to accelerate the transition to a circular economy. But the Liberals just don't want to know about commercial plastics and resins. They want to know everything, and I mean literally everything. Let's go through this list together because it's a lot and it's insane. They want information on reusable packaging, like Tupperware, rigid beverage containers, food containers, flexible food containers, single-use packaging, saran wrap. They also want to know the single-use or disposable plastic products not covered by the other categories there. They want electronic and electrical equipment that use plastics registered, like IT equipment, telecommunications equipment, AV equipment, power tools, lighting, sports equipment, toys, hobby equipment, automatic dispensers, measuring, monitoring, navigation, and control instruments, medical devices, accessories, vaping devices. They also want to know about the plastics used in tires for motor vehicles, trucks and trailers, construction and mining vehicles, farm vehicles, tires for bikes, tires for mobility aids, and tires for muscular powered equipment. They also want to know about plastics use in transportation, like cars, motorcycles, trailers, trucks, construction vehicles, mining vehicles, buses, snowmobiles and restricted use vehicles, mobility aids, and bicycles, and again, muscular powered equipment. They want to know about plastics use in construction, like home construction.
Trudeau's carbon tax on the farmer who grows the food and the trucker who ships the food is a tax on all who buy the food.
Now he wants to quadruple the tax.
I'm Pierre Poilievre. I'll axe the tax so you pay less and bring home more.
They want to know about windows and doors, interior finishes, construction film and sheeting, insulation materials, paints and coatings, piping and pipe fittings, roofing materials, siding. They also want to know about white goods. So devices for refrigeration and freezing, temperature and humidity control, air and water purification, cooking and preparing foods, washing or drying dishes or textiles, and devices for the use of suction, pressure, or water to clean surfaces and materials. They want to know about plastics in agricultural and horticultural implications, like agricultural containers, animal health product containers, agricultural totes and drums, bags and large tote bags, twine, like binder twine, baler twine, clips, supports, and hooks, bale wrap, bags and tubes, grain bags, and agricultural and horticultural film and sheeting, so like silage and flooring, net wrap, non-powered tools, structural plastic for greenhouses, CO2 tubing for greenhouses, propagation trays and growing pots, irrigation equipment, and maple syrup tubing and tapsies. People have thought of everything. Next category, fishing and aquaculture. They want to know about fishing lines, nets, traps and pots, trawl nets, trolls, vertical lines, anchors, fishing gear markers, buoys, flotation or raft structures for aquaculture, ropes, bags, netting for aquaculture, trays for aquaculture. Let's keep going. Textiles and apparel. So they want to know about your polyester, apparel, interior textiles, industrial textiles, carpet and other flooring, footwear, yarn, thread, twine, cordage, ropes, cables, woven and knitted or crocheted fabric, and luggage. And all this information needs to be submitted to a behemoth of a new bureaucracy. This bureaucracy will have to be massive given the sheer amount of plastic around us every single day. It has to be submitted to the Federal Plastics Registry, the Plastics Regulatory Affairs Division of Environment and Climate Change Canada. You know, that list seems long, right? But when you consider that the plastics industry is approaching a $40 billion per year industry here in Canada, it actually seems about right. The Liberals want to phase out $40 billion annually from the Canadian GDP. You see, the Liberals for so long have told you this only touches on single-use plastics and that those soggy paper straws you suffer with, well, they're saving the turtles. You're doing your part. But as you can see, that was just the primer. It's no longer about single-use plastics. It's about basically everything in your life now. You've been conditioned. You see, if single-use plastics are bad, then certainly all plastics are. And as gun owners know, registration almost always leads to confiscation. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. The war on plastics is part of a war on convenience. It's part of a war on our first world lifestyle. It's the war on life-affirming fossil fuels. If you reject this war, please go to nogreenreset.com and sign the petition today.